Welcome to Soul Tales Daily, where simple stories echo deep emotions, joy, sorrow, greed, and glimpses of humanity. Stay a while, maybe you'll find yourself in one of them. Right finger hit subscribe and make every day a story to remember. Dizzy. Everyone thought the Andersons were the epitome of happiness, until a storm came and took everything away, except their laughter. They say happiness is when you have everything. But sometimes, happiness begins when you think you have nothing. The California sun spreads honey gold across the tiled roof of the small wooden house on the hill. Birds chirp. The smell of coffee mingles with the scent of toast and burnt. In the small, smoky kitchen, Mark Anderson was busy at the stove, holding a burnt loaf of bread. "Mark, are you burning the bread again?" Sarah, his wife, shouted from the corner of the room. "It's okay, honey. I call it summer smoke-style bread." Sarah put her hands on her hips, her eyes a mixture of annoyance and love. Then they both burst out laughing. Smoke filled the kitchen, but that laughter, warmer than any light in the day. Emily's room was lit by photos plastered all over the walls, of the sea, the sky, smiles, and uncertain moments. Sarah walked in, holding a folder, her voice serious. "Have you applied to economics yet?" Emily looked up, her eyes bright and determined. "I don't want to study economics, Mom. I want to be a photographer." Sarah frowned slightly. "Passion doesn't pay the rent, Emily. But without passion, what's the point of living?" The silence between them was like a thin thread about to break. A gust of wind blew by, causing the photo to fall. Emily took a picture of the sunset, the orange-red light shattered on the floor. Sarah bent down to pick it up, looked at it, then put it back without saying anything. Ben, the blonde boy, was fiddling with plastic tubes, milk cans, and old mirrors. "What are you doing, Ben?" Sarah asked. "I'm making solar power in a bottle. If it explodes, I'll sleep on the porch tonight. If it explodes, it means I made it, Mom." There was a loud pop, and white smoke billowed out. Sarah screamed, and Ben laughed. Mark walked over, picked the boy up, and smiled. "Our house doesn't need fireworks, just Ben is enough to blow up." The scene, smoke, sunshine, and laughter, was so beautiful that no one knew whether they were living an ordinary day or capturing the most precious memories of their lives. A shiny luxury car stopped in front of the gate. From there stepped out Steve, Mark's older brother, neat, wearing sunglasses, gray vest. "Hello, brother. My family just bought a villa in Malibu. What about you?" Mark smiled lightly, wiping the grease off his pants. "Your family just bought a new fire extinguisher." Steve curled his lips. "I don't understand, how can you still smile when there's nothing?" Mark was silent. His eyes fell on the small house, the paint peeling off the walls, but the windows were full of flowers. Inside, Sarah was laughing, Ben was running, and Emily was singing softly. Perhaps Steve would never understand that nothing was everything. It was raining and the wind was blowing through the window. There was no laughter at dinner that night. Emily put down the knife, her voice trembling. "I can't live the way you chose." Sarah banged on the table. "We only want the best for you." Ben's glass of water fell, spilling onto the table. "Enough," Mark said, his voice low and deep. "We're forgetting why we're sitting at this table." Emily stood up, tears falling, running out into the cold rain. Sarah wanted to chase after her, but Mark gently held her back, his eyes telling her, "Let me go." Emily sat huddled, the rain pouring down on her wet hair. Mark came out and threw a coat over her shoulders. "Dad doesn't have as much money as Uncle Steve, isn't as good as others, but he can listen to you, if you want to talk." Emily choked up. "Dad, I'm afraid. I'm not good enough." "You don't need to be good, just be sincere. The world will find a place for you." Sarah came out, 2 cups of hot cocoa in hand. The three of them sat there, watching the rain fall. The yellow light reflected in the puddles, flickering like small fires in the night. And in the sound of the rain, for the first time, they were silent but understood each other more than ever. Ben ran into the living room, holding a crayon drawing. "I drew our house. It's called Family in the Storm." The picture showed 4 people holding hands, with a rainbow and a small house in the background. Sarah looked at the picture, her eyes red. Mark put his hand on Emily's shoulder and said softly, "Maybe happiness doesn't come when the sky is clear, but when we learn to smile in the rain." On Sunday, the kitchen was filled with the smell of burnt bread again. Sarah laughed. "You burned bread again?" Mark laughed. "I call it a smoky memory." Emily picked up the camera and clicked. The frame captured their smiles, the smoke, the light coming through the window, as if the universe was embracing them. That photo later became the opening photo for the exhibition, People Laughing in the Storm, where Emily told the imperfect but warm story of her family. Late in the afternoon, Mark planted a small maple tree in the middle of the garden. Ben asked, "Why a maple tree, Dad?" "Because no matter how bad the storms are, it still grows straight up to the sky." The family worked together to till the soil. The gentle wind carried the smell of wet earth, coffee, and true happiness. In the distance, a rainbow appeared. Sarah took Mark's hand and whispered, "We're not perfect, but we have each other." Mark smiled, and that's the most perfect thing. Happiness lies not in perfection, but in the laughter we hold in the midst of our imperfections. The cracks of life do not break love, they only let the light in. If you believe that laughter can calm the storm, and family is the greatest miracle in the world, please subscribe to the channel Rainbow to spread stories that make hearts smile.